4, 6, 8, down 20 pounds on day 28. 2, 4, 6, 8, down 20 pounds on day 28. Hello everybody, it is I, your coach, Melanie Black, and today we're going to talk all about fat loss, because that's what this whole experiment that I'm doing is all about. Quick recap for those of you just diving in on this episode 5 of my 18-week long fat loss journey. I, this past year, deliberately gained 50 pounds to prove that my meal plans actually do work for folks over 40. So this is the recap of my my 4th week up to day 28, how things are going, what I've been eating, all of the nitty-gritty details, and I'm going to share with you exactly how to do the dang thing right now. If you are already a member of the Nerd Gym, this is the Power Up meal plan that we're talking about for the sake of this experiment here. This is what I'm using. It is the exact same meal plan that I tell everybody at the Nerd Gym to do when they're just getting started, when they want to lose weight fast and effectively, but without starving to death. And go ahead and click like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you want frequent updates on how to manage the ups and downs of being on any meal plan, because I'll be real with you, it's not easy. It's just not. It's the easiest meal plan I've ever been on. It's the most effective meal plan I've ever been on, and it's still not easy. So I'm going to share with you the real nitty-gritty on all of the struggles that I've had this past week, starting right now. Oop, wrong screen. Hold on. What's going on here? Window capture. Oh, live video. What's going on? I don't want opera. I want copy of weight loss journey. Oh my god, why can't I find the right freaking thing? Okay, weight loss journey, come on, what the hell is going on here? I might have to restart this live stream if this goes too off the rails here, because I want to make sure that you all get into it right now. Find what's going on. There we go. Thank God. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's been a heck of a day, y'all. I've been so brain dead today, which brings me into some of the very first struggles I've had in days 21 through 28 is major brain fog. I have been such a total ditz this week. It's not even funny. So why have I had so much brain fog? What is going on? Why can't I think straight? Why can't I keep time on the clock properly? It's because my body's doing a fun thing that bodies sometimes do. You go low calorie for long enough, and eventually your body's going to try to find sneaky ways to conserve energy, okay? So we're going to talk about breaking plateaus today. So I'm 20 pounds down, 28 days in. That's fantastic. That's right where I want to be for this experiment. 18 weeks is a very aggressive time schedule for a 50-pound weight loss, which is what I'm doing. But what about that dang brain fog? What's up with that? For some people it hits early, for some people it hits later. If brain fog is hitting you in your first couple of weeks, you're probably going way too low calorie. Now, at some point, even if you're just doing a moderate, what I would consider a moderate calorie restriction, like 500 calories below what you've typically been doing, I go into formulas on how to figure all that out on separate videos. I'm not going to go into that today, but suffice to say that the Power Up meal plan does provide me with enough calories for brain activity, for all the stuff that I'm doing, for maintenance, minus 500. So whether my body decides to take that 500 calories per day out of my fat storage or out of my brain power, it can be a little unpredictable what's going to go on. So I've been losing at a really steady clip for a little bit now. This week, clearly my body is trying to do some new tricks to shut down my metabolism. Lower brain function is a great way to do that, because the brain accounts for about 20% of your total caloric burn each and every day. 20% just from all the thinking you do, which is why people who think a lot tend to get really hungry a lot. And this is why nerds in particular, the type of people that I love to work with, all those smart people who do a lot of dang thinking, they do tend to want to eat a lot, and sometimes that gets us into trouble. So yeah, we're going to talk about breaking plateaus in a little bit here, but brain fog is the first and biggest problem I have had this week in particular. It has reared its ugly head. So much salt. I have had a ridiculous amount of salt this week. Now, as we talked about in a previous video, salt does not actually hinder your fat loss progress, although it will make the scale go wild. It will be up and down and all over the place because of the water retention, the massive water retention that you get from salt. You can fluctuate 8 pounds in a day if you're eating a lot of sodium. So I've had major water weight fluctuations and still having trouble getting in enough walking, even though my foot's feeling better, using the techniques that I went over in my foot training video that was in a previous episode of the Nerd Gym live stream. Okay, so things that went right this week, things going on here, days 1 through 28 successes. I've lost between 17 and 20 pounds of actual fat. This is based on circumference measurements and things besides the scale. Now, luckily that matches up nicely with the scale right now. I've lost 20.8 pounds on the scale. So yeah, I've probably lost about 20 pounds of actual real fat, not just water weight, because the inches around my body are reflecting this. So since the beginning of this experiment, I have lost 0.75 inches around my neck, 6 inches on the waist, 6 inches on the belly, 3 inches on the hips, 5 inches on the arms, 1.5 on the thighs, and I'm on track for losing 50 pounds in 18 weeks. So I'm super pumped. So this is this first page here is a picture from the front of me from day 1 to 28 here, side by side. Okay, so those are the big struggles I've been having. Let's do a quick overview, recap of what I've looked like at these different stages, because I think it's really important to keep in mind that the process of losing body fat is not particularly pretty, okay? There's gonna be weird lumpy things that go on in your body. So this is day 1 compared to day 28 here, these first 2 slides. I like that I'm starting to see my back muscles come back in. That makes me very happy. My cat is adorable, and I just have to show her again because she has been so supportive through this whole process. Every time I get off the scale now, she takes a moment and then she sits on the scale for a moment. She's weighed a very consistent 11 pounds. For a while she was sitting right on top of the number, so I couldn't tell how much she weighed, but now she will disclose her weight to me, and it's always a perfect 11 pounds of cat cuteness. All right. So, little recap here. Week 1, I lost 9.2 pounds on the scale and about 7.25 pounds of fat based on the measurements. And that rate of weight loss, you'll see it slow right down. You're going to lose the most amount of body fat at the beginning of your weight loss program. And this ties into how your body will typically manage your metabolism. So if you are starting off with a bang, you're getting the weight loss off, you're probably feeling pretty good the first couple of weeks, other than being cranky about making habit changes and like missing cookies and that kind of stuff. Energy wise, you'll probably feel fine for the first couple of weeks. Your body's going to just use storage. But after you've been on the nutrition plan for a while, that's when your body starts saying, maybe we should start conserving energy. So it does slow down. Okay, so week 1, I lost between 7 and 8 pounds on the scale. Week 2, I lost 2.8 pounds on the scale, but closer to 6 pounds of actual body fat based on the inches, right? 4 to 5 pounds of actual fat. Week 3, 3.4 on the scale and probably 3 to 4 pounds of actual body fat. And then here we are, week 4. Again, 3 to 4 pounds of actual body fat, 3 inches on the scale, 3 inches on the measurements, 4.8 on the scale. So the way I determine body fat is I will look at I'll look at the inches that come off. I will look at the Army Navy fat loss calculator, okay, and I'll come up with an average based on those, like a range or an average based on those. So that's how I come up with the actual fat loss. All right, so over the course of 28 days, this is how my body changed. I went through some different lumpy weirdnesses at different stages. I expect to go through more different lumpy weirdnesses at different stages. So in the past, I have not asked people to do weekly progress photos, but I think I'm a fan. I think I like doing the weekly progress photos. It kind of shows where the differences are. Like this week, I felt like I made absolutely no difference. If I hadn't actually taken measurements, I would have been skeptical that I made any difference at all. But I took the measurements, I took the progress photos, and because of that, I can see that, yeah, absolutely, I have still made progress this past week, which is awesome. Also, where you lose depending on your body type is going to be very different. I still haven't lost any weight from my calves. I've lost very little from the thighs. Those are going to be the last things to go on me. And sometimes when we're measuring, the places that were measured don't account for where all the fat is coming off of. So the back fat difference was huge for me, and I noticed that as just in the progress photos, that kind of thing. So highly recommend taking before and after photos or progress photos all along your journey. Now, as far as the actual food that I've been eating, I didn't do a really long, tedious food journal like I did the past few weeks, because now that these weeks are stacking up, I want to make it a little bit more consolidated for you. But here's what I ate just about every single day. So for breakfast and lunch, I had rice and tuna and some kind of coleslaw salad every single day for breakfast, for lunch. I've been, for snack, eating either tuna salad without the rice, just cucumbers, tuna, or Greek yogurt. That's been the snack, Greek yogurt, and pickles. And I've just been eating a ton of pickles with everything, which again, this is where all of the sodium is coming from. Also canned sauerkraut, which I don't have on here, but also ton of sodium. But typically breakfast and lunch has been rice and tuna and vegetables. Snack has been either vegetables and tuna or just Greek yogurt. Dinner has been either tofu and vegetables with fried with some oil, or it has been eggs, whole eggs, or it has been fattier meat, like here I've got my steak fajitas. So that's been going good. The keeping on top of my water intake, I actually created a nice little hydration station for myself a few days because I noticed that I was starting to neglect my water intake. So I put out my favorite teas. I put some lime slices in my water to make it more appealing. I put my electric kettle out where it was easy to just grab and go, and plenty of clean cups because I do have a tendency to collect cups in my workstation, and then I go to the kitchen, there's no cups, and then I don't drink water, which is silly, I know, but since I was having a problem with it this week, I laid all that stuff out. I also do have in the pitcher back there some iced tea, which had some non-caloric sweetener in it that I was having with my meals. So that's another important point of this meal plan. You can have the non-caloric sweetener, but have it with the meals. And then at the end of the week, weighed in at 182.8, making it an even 20 pounds in 28 days because I weighed in at 203 to begin with. So I'm very, very excited that everything is on track. But let's get back to that brain fog because this is important. So I will probably do a deliberate refeed day or a deliberate cheat day for the next 12 hours, basically. So this is just packing in some calories, and then tomorrow it's really important. If I'm going to pack in the calories, then I'm going to be a little bit extra active and try to sort of restart my body into realizing, look, we're not really starving, we're not in danger, we can continue to lose the fat. Now, I do run the risk over the next 12 hours of overeating and overeating my calories and gaining some weight back on. But that's a risk that I'm willing to take at this moment, because fighting through the brain fog, I have tried to fight through the brain fog before in the past, and it usually results, at least for me, in a couple of weeks of my body just rebelling against me, being really miserable, getting cold, that kind of thing. So a deliberate refeed day can be very beneficial. At this stage in the game, like I said, I'm down a full 20 pounds. That's excellent. If I backslide a couple of pounds, not a big deal. I should still be on track to lose that 50 in the weeks to come. So yeah, that is the plan. But don't do the refeed strategy within the first couple of weeks. That is just a recipe for disaster. First couple of weeks, stick to the plan. There's a lot of food on the plan. It's just that it's very low calorie and high volume. So that is why it works so well. But yeah, you may after a few weeks of consistently losing weight, your body says, hey, wait a minute, we've been just giving up our fat storage. It's like spending from your savings account, right? Like if you have a lot of money in your savings account and you're like, oh, well, it's Black Friday, this is on sale and that is on sale, and I'm just going to spend some money, no big deal. And then at some point you might be like, I better like budget really hard for a little bit, and you might cut back like hard on your spending habits, even though you still have plenty of money in the bank, right? Your body feels the same way about your fat storage, okay? Your fat is not evil. Your body wants to hold on to those extra calories in case there's an actual problem at some point, right? But here you are, you're still functioning well, you're still doing all of these things. Hopefully you're under low stress because you're sleeping enough. That can have a very beneficial impact on your fat loss as well. And yeah, if you hit a real hard plateau a few weeks in, it can be beneficial to do a refeed day where you do eat up your calories up into the 2,000-3,000 zone, just of anything really. So if you strategically plan your holidays can actually benefit your fat loss. Holidays can actually be a way to continue your fat loss journey if they're planned right. The problem is that you don't want to just give yourself blanket permission to start having all of these off days thinking, oh, well, maybe I need this, right? There's a very definite difference between being cranky because of the amount of food or the type of food that we're eating. Like, oh, I don't want to, I miss having cookies. Like, there's a definite difference between feeling the crankiness and just being like dumb. And also cold. That's another one. If you find that you're cold, your whole body is cold even when it is very warm in your environment, that is another sign. So either if you get really dumb or really cold for a few days in a row consistently, then it's time. It's time to put a few calories back in and then hit the fat loss journey again. Don't try to make up for lost time. Understand that if you do a refeed day, you may gain back on a couple of pounds. That's okay. You're just gonna keep on trucking. Okay. When you're doing a big weight loss, anything more than 20 pounds, it's gonna take some time, and you have to be patient with yourself and patient with your body. Take those measurements. Remember that your body is going to do weird stuff as it loses fat. It's going to lose fat off of like one arm and then not the other, and you're going to feel like this weird, like gelatinous Cronenberg freaking monster sometimes, and that's okay. We're all weird gelatinous monsters when it comes down to it. So just enjoy the process. Enjoy being a weird gelatinous caterpillar and turning into the beautiful butterfly that I know you are. Keep at it. Keep striving. And if you would like to get some personal coaching for your fat loss journey, if you are like, yeah, I want to do it, but maybe it's hard. It just is. It's really hard. I'm taking all this stuff in stride because I've been doing it for 10 years, but it can be really nerve-wracking the first or second time you try for a fat loss journey if you have never really given it much thought, right? So if it's time for you and you're ready to shed the 2020 Coomer Spec, get that grief bacon all off your body and get ready for a brand new, beautiful freaking year, then I am here to help you. Hit me up. We do only have 4 spots available for January for the challenge. And that is because I take time out of my week each and every week to help you troubleshoot as an individual, and you get extra time and attention and support for your fat loss journey, for that first. And hey, if I can do it, a 50-pound overweight, over 40 person can do it, lose 20 pounds in 28 days, you can lose 20 pounds in a month too, if you've got it to lose. Do you have that much to lose? If so, hit me up. Go to which slide should I be on for this? I don't know, probably this one. Go to www.thenerdgym.com and sign up for the challenge. So yes, you can sign up for any membership level, but if you want that extra time and attention, go for the challenge level membership. It will be worth every single penny, I guarantee it. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments down below. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.